the Jerome Baker was my first bong I ever used. And so they have this story wrapped around it, where they bought it, what they named it, and who broke it in the end. And, and whether it was a policeman or whether it was mom taking it away or whether it was, dropped on the ground, or thrown in the dumpster or whatever the different stories are, good bongs do go to heaven. And so that's something that I tell people to take solace in.
It's so sweet. I went on your Instagram and I saw all of the different glass works you do, and it's amazing. It's all really beautiful.
Hi, it's Jasmine. That girl who did what way before the internet ever existed. Join me and my special guest every week as we talk about anything and everything, because nothing is too taboo. So punch your ticket and get on board the crazy train with me, Jasmine St. Clair. All aboard!
It's sort of a serious thing. I mean, back when I was around your age and you said you were like selling weed, or you were designing these bongs, I was actually dealing weed. Not a lot of people know this, but I worked at a record store in Manhattan, and my boss had this really special weed, like Walla Walla Washington, Georgia Peach, and the stuff smelled like so amazing. So of course, weed like that deserves a bong like yours, obviously. And if you didn't have the chance to come back and do all of this, like let's say things went really sour after 2003, what do you think you'd be doing?
Well, again, I'm an artist deep inside. And so for me, painting is a big passion of mine. I did a lot of painting over the years, and I do a lot of sculpting, and I do a lot of other kind of glass blowing, making from chandeliers to lighting to whatever. So it's just a creative. I'm sure I'd be doing something creative, whether it's building something or putting together something that's just things that inspire others. That's what kind of turns me on. So I think I'd be there, or just right now the bong. It provides me, number one, it's kind of like, as an artist, to find a voice in art is very difficult. You're almost lost at sea as a little fish with all this, all the humans and all the individuals out there. So it's a constant struggle to stick out amongst your peers and be able to sell the art. So something that this is looked at right now. There's the value of my work. So I have a team making pieces, and I conduct the team. I might tell them more blue, more red, or try to focus on these kind of things today, or custom work that comes down the line. I also blow parts of the pieces and blow glass myself. But within all that, the pieces have gained value over time. Certain ones break and they're gone forever. Other ones hold together and they're still around. There's a Facebook fans group about 10,000 strong of collectors of the work. The work, which is called pre-op work, which is pre-Operation Pipe Dreams, pre-2003, that's the stuff that's gone up 10 to 20 times in value. So I feel like at the moment, by creating all these bongs out of the Las Vegas Dream Factory, they're all done by hand in America. You'd have a hard time naming 5 big-time glass factories that make pipes in America right now. Most of our stuff comes from overseas. So we're a real added value, especially in the downtown arts district of Las Vegas. We are creating, beautiful objects from raw material in our factory, our 5,000 square foot factory. So it adds an element of creative to the whole thing. And these bongs now are kind of like what Andy Warhol, if he was selling soup cans, it's your way of kind of getting a timestamp of the Jerome Baker art during this time. All of them, go up in value as you hold on to them. We do limited runs of everything we do. And the long-term staple stuff is all handmade. So that's where it's all at right now. Like, people come in, they drive from all over the country just to come to the studio and buy a special bong for them or for their anniversary or whatever it might be. People bring their brother's ashes to us to put into a marble to put on the back of a bong. All kinds of rappers, celebrities, rock stars, they're all coming in or calling up to get, a custom piece done. So that's what we kind of offer right there. It's almost like, we're creating art right now, right in the arts district, that's long-term legacy, I would imagine will be blue chip art as we move forward.
It sounds like it should be like in Monterey, because up there they have a lot of like one of a kind type stores, or there's a Thomas Kincaid store, but just really fine art. And I see what you do is fine art completely. Now, you guys also built the world's biggest bong. How long did that take? And most of all, like how big was the bong? Did anyone actually smoke out of it?
Yeah, the bong took weeks to make. We documented a lot of it on a little video clip called Redemption Bong, and that's on leafly.tv. So you can Google Redemption Bong, pull up leafly.tv, take a look at the cut, and it tells the story of not only a Jerome Baker, but these giant bongs. One of them, we made it 24 feet tall. It was on Fremont Street in Las Vegas for a little more than a year. And they made an elevator to the top of it. It was a big attraction down there. And yes, they did smoke out of it the last day it was there. They were too scared to smoke out of it because they didn't want to get kicked out by the city the whole time. But finally, they got kicked out, and they had to do one big night of smoking it. So there is some documentation of that. But yeah, the piece lives right now. It's going to be resurrected in Planet 13 is the rumor for me. So we'll see how all that goes. And yeah, that's just was an incredible undertaking to make something like that and make it out of glass. And we did it all in uranium glass, so it seemed to glow in the black lights, and it just really popped. So super fun project. Right now, we're working on a huge project. We got a studio in Soho, in New York, right down where Canal meets Broadway Street. We're super excited to be there. We're going to have 3 stations there blowing glass. That's a 7-story building. The top floor is a cannabis lounge and the rooftop smoking deck. So hopefully we'll have some Jasmine St. Clair, interviews going on up top for sure. And,
I'll go there because I go to New York. I'll go.
Yeah, and so it's called the House of Cannabis. It's a 7-story attraction in Soho that's going to just really warp minds for sure. We're really excited to be part of it.
Yeah, I think I'll have to have someone like show me exactly how to smoke. Like I like hash. I'm more of a hash person. Maybe it's just from living in Europe all those years. And maybe I just have to get the right type of hash in there and have someone like guide me through it so I don't cough and ruin my my throat.
Even if you smoke joints, we make really elaborate joint holders. We just had a project where we made 30 bongs for Fred Siegel. So they're going up to Sunset Boulevard. They're going to be in the Fred Siegel store up there right now. Just nicer pieces, smaller pieces. Maybe if it hurts your throat, you want something tiny, and you want to just pack a tiny little taster of weed in there. It's not to pack big burly hits or anything like that. And we'll show you for sure. You have to come by the studio someday.
No, definitely. And by the way, what kind of motorcycle do you have?
I have a 2021 Harley Davidson lowrider.
Oh, you look like a Harley guy. I have 2. I have a 2021 Candy Apple Red Ninja 400 with ABS brakes, and I have a Kawasaki Vulcan 650S. That's the one I take on the longer trips because that's like a cruiser style. And I love riding the bike. Guys are always like, "Hey, would you give me a ride?" You don't put a guy in the back of the motorcycle. Like anyone can do that. No. That's so not macho. And so you have a movie, Pipe Dreams. Tell us about that because I saw the trailer for it and I like the theme song and everything. It's pretty cool.
So the one little movie I did, it's a cut on YouTube basically, and we made it out here in Hawaii. It's called Pipe Dreams, and it's about us making these giant bongs. For me, making the piece is the whole experience of it. It's working with a team of people. We do it once in a lifetime for each piece. And we use a variety of people from around the globe to work on these things. So it's that experience that I try to document in some of these movies. Another one on there is called How to Make a Bong. And so I part of the glass, the intrigue is that it's one time, one piece. You can't replicate it ever, really, these big ones. And so with that, it's documented on video is precious to us because once the piece is gone, that's all we've seen of it. That's whoever sees it. Other than that, if we've done it with media or photos or something like that, we can make it live a lot longer and get a lot more out of the voice of the artwork.
And then what do you feel like so there are like 2 questions right there. Okay, first and foremost, How many hours a day do you spend doing this? And do you ever take time off? It seems like with everything going on that you've mentioned, you don't take time off.
Yeah, that's a big point of contention at the moment. So yeah, I've been working really hard for the past 5 years, just kind of making the brand thrive and expanding the footprint. And so now we're bringing in more partners, and we're gonna go on a much more national level, just in terms of merchandise, cannabis, glass, all the stuff with the Jerome Baker brand on it. And so with that being said, that's kind of our bigger picture play is so I don't have to be, running around, like a chicken sometimes, going to all different places, all different events, and being responsible for a number of different things. So yeah, we're moving towards expansion right now, and we're working with really incredible partners on that. And that's our big play.
And where would you say your home base is now? Hawaii?
I go back and forth from here to Las Vegas. I would say, home base right now is over in Nevada. I'm over there a lot, working, making sure the shop's running, and then I'm here with my family as much as possible. So it's been a really, tough balance in terms of just running life. I kind of have sacrificed everything, everything else except for the business. And I think it's a bit narcissistic. I'm sure any girl that dates me, will come up with that at some point. But I really feel that I'm blessed and honored to have this brand that I work for. I started this on a Grateful Dead tour. I was called Jerome Baker. Jerome is Jerry Garcia. Baker's Getting Baked. And, we kind of named it after him, and hired a bunch of friends. And this has been giving me my paycheck. If I wasn't doing this, or at least when I wasn't doing this, I wasn't really super passionate about, the whole picture. So this kind of runs the whole picture of passion for me, and it allows that energy to flow through the business. So I think, it's been important for me to do all that right now. And I have an end game here. I would like to just, surf a lot more for sure. But we'll get there. I feel confident.
You seem really young, so I don't think you should even be thinking about retirement right now. But what would be your ultimate I'm sorry, I came from the gym and I was just running around. What would you say the ultimate footprint is that you'd like to leave as your legacy?
Yeah, so the ultimate footprint I like to leave as my legacy is just to be able to inspire other people to do really cool stuff. So I feel like I was guided by the light into that position by being inspired by other artists. And it's almost like, wow, this really cool takeaway that I think others should experience as well. And so I feel that my, networking, sophistication and the bongs themselves have allowed me to kind of navigate all that, supposed, power or legacy I want to leave for others.
That's amazing. Well, that's good. And it's not narcissistic to like work a lot and be attached to your work, especially when it's something you've built from the bottom up. You know what I mean? Same can be said about me, because I get involved in so many of my own things that I just have to do that, because at the end of the day, it's myself left to like market. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, 51 right now. So I've been I've been at it a long time.
You're what?
I'm 51.
Right. Okay.
You know how I look this good? Cannabis. Huh? I look this good because of cannabis.
When's your birthday? Dare I ask?
1/22/71.
That's a great year. Absolutely. Very much so. And if people want to look out for all of your projects, aside from Instagram, like where could they go on the World Wide Web?
Yeah, you go to jeromebaker.com, and that's our website. And that's, that was my website even before I was arrested. It got confiscated by the feds, and they put an American flag on it for about 6 years. And at one point it went up for auction, and I got it back. So that's my confiscated federal property that was, that was real early on too in the internet game. So yeah, jeromebaker.com. You can go there and check out this stuff. And, just check out the Instagram. We have the Operation Pipe Dreamers. That's the new TV show coming out. And that'll be coming across this summer for sure.
Yeah, and I hope it gets picked up by a really big network because it deserves to be seen. And a lot of people need to really band together and make a bigger change. And it's like I always say, change always starts at a local level and smaller things and becoming one big, huge movement. So I hope it goes well, like seriously. And the other thing is, what are the price points on most of your pipes?
You know, our biggest seller is called a keiki, which is our little baby pipe, a bong, and it has a little element of sculpture on the back. We run a program where you can make an appointment and do a virtual tour of the gallery and pick out your piece, or we can pick something for you, and it's kind of like Harry Potter's wand shop. You know, the bong kind of picks you. So with that being said, it's about a $225 all in with shipping piece, and it's off of the JeromeBaker.com website. Anybody can go look at that. And that's our kind of average entry piece that people kind of get into it, they get the feel of the bong, and then they kind of expand out from there. Maybe if their stoner grandma smokes and they want to get her a piece with her baseball team on the back of it or something like that, we go into custom work like that. We do a lot of different custom work. It's expensive, but it's custom and it's nice, and people, use them for a lifetime. I have definitely second generation people coming in with bongs that they're either their dad died and left them or their dad's given them. So that's a lot real special to see when they these kind of like objects are passed down through the generations now. So super fun.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I'll eventually consider like getting something like really nice because I've seen your stuff and it's amazing. But the fact that it's American made and it's made right here in the States appeals to me. And I hope everyone who does smoke that actually listens to this buy something from him because it's amazing. Plus, you're supporting an American company, which is very important these days. But yeah, so the Soho, when is Soho opening up? Any date for that?
Predicted September. That's the deal. They're over there now. They're putting the scaffolding up. They're painting the buildings. It's a pretty huge undertaking for these guys. So it's called House of Cannabis. I'm sure they'll have a website up soon, and definitely keep an eye on our Instagram. We're going to keep you updated on the shop build out there, and kind of, we use Instagram as a voice of kind of telling what's going on with the brand right now and what's happening. A lot of people watch the little feed that I do on the back end, and it's a fun way of kind of showing the lifestyle is also just as important as the artwork. So that's what's fun.
Absolutely. So I'll definitely plug all of the links. And thank you so much for joining us. And I'll let everyone know how it turns out when I take my first hit off one of those bungs.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, when you get a chance, let's have you down to the Dream Factory. It's down in the Arts District of Las Vegas. Just let me know when you're available, and we'll make sure you get a good tour and you can come through and check it out.
Okay, cool. Absolutely. Thank you very much. I hope you're enjoying the ride on Crazy Train with Jasmine St. Clair podcast. So if you are, do me a huge, huge favor. Woo! Please go ahead. Go on to Apple Podcast or Spotify or whatever, but Apple's great. Give me a nice rating and review. Send me a screenshot, and I promise you, I will send you a special goodie bag. So please rate and review Crazy Train with Jasmine St. Clair podcast. And in exchange for that, once I see the DM with the review and your name and address, I will get those gift bags out to you. I'm not going to tell you what's in it.